Any other Dark Angel combos you're looking at, Jason?
Right now, I'm trying to find this bit that I just dropped. I believe I dropped. I don't know where the hell I put it down, and I can't find it.
Tan, you might have to rephrase that. Try and word that question another way and see if I can maybe formulate a response. Because I'm not sure how to reply. And my outlook on life is not a particularly good one. I wouldn't quite. I'm going to butcher the term here. I wouldn't quite say I'm a was it nihilist, but I have a extremely pessimistic view on life and society. It's going to be like some for real conversations, not necessarily minis related. In terms of outlook on life, I guess I asked you to reword, and I'm starting to formulate answers anyway. I assume at this point most people are out for themselves. Most people are really shitty people. Now, that's not me trying to judge you or anyone else on Twitch or that I haven't met. It's just my personal view, which is why when people like Wheels or Lazy Doug or you or whatever come in here and start donating and being super supportive and positive, I get a little emotional. Couple times I've had tears in my eyes and stuff, which sounds kind of sappy, but it's true because it's proven my views wrong. But I've been around a lot of people who put themselves before others and don't give a shit, and I have unfortunately had a disproportionate number of people like that cross my path in life. I also don't expect things to be like handed to me. I think there's some credence to the statement that you should have equal opportunity, but that doesn't mean equal results. I understand that. We could all do the same thing, and there is some luck involved in life, but I am thankful for my health and the fact that I'm alive and breathing, but there have been a lot of things I have really strived hard for example, my college education, that opportunity-wise and luck-wise, things have not gone my way, and it's again, this plays into my extreme pessimistic view of life. It's happened very, very consistently to the point that I'm like, if karma's real, what the fuck have I done, or what have I done in a past life? So I've got that view. Let's see what he said. In terms of personality, we'll get to that in a second. Influential people in my life. This one's also going to be pretty cliche, and it's going to tie into personality. Probably my mom. So I played a song earlier that I told people I was like, I'm going to play the song, and I barely make it through it without like getting teared up. So growing up, I moved around a lot. My dad wasn't around. I can count on my fingers how many times I had seen him. Actually, now as an adult at 30 years old, I can probably still count on one hand how many times I've seen him since I got divorced. I don't necessarily have any ill will towards him, but my dad hasn't made it a point to put himself in my life, which really sucks. So that's why I would say my mom's been very influential, because she had to go at it alone for the most part. She never really got a lot of help. So she's done everything she could to support me and my sister, and that's why I live at home. My mom lets me paint, I presume. She tries to be very supportive. In terms of personality, I think that's a lot to do with, that as well. Not having a father around, seeing your mom work her ass off to make ends meet. And, this was in the early 90s, so when they got divorced, the child support was not amazing. There were times when my dad wasn't paying it, so that happened. Let's see, I was gonna go somewhere else with that too. How do I word this? Yeah. So in terms of personality, we got the extreme pessimistic view, but I didn't have the father figure around. So you'll notice when I paint, I'm particularly worried about making people happy. That's a confidence issue. I'm sitting here like, this is way beyond painting stuff. It's like on the couch with Dr. Justin here, or patient Justin. So I have an extreme low, I don't want to say self-esteem, but lack of confidence. So I can paint something, and it doesn't matter if I put a million hours in it. I still don't think it's good enough, and that's a very bad trait to have. But that's, again, you carry in the family shit, the dad shit, the life of poor opportunities and shit, and that's where you go. And I think, and some of this we'll probably talk about tomorrow, I think that is also why I gravitate towards art. I used to play a lot of RPGs, but I got into 40K, and where RPGs were a reprieve. You could, I don't want to say be someone else, because I'm not like that, like depressed or anything, but you got to, nowhere in life are you going to get to be a space marine, for example. Nowhere in life are you going to be fucking Legolas or Aragon or any of that stuff. So you lose yourself in video games. Well, I found miniatures, and it's been a place where I can be expressive in an art form where I'm not very good with like traditional art. I mean, I can draw, but I don't do like oil painting or anything like that. So with this, I get to paint like this little bro, and I'm working on this guy, and I'm bringing him to life. So in my head, I'm pouring a part of me into this model, but this guy, he's not real, but in my head there's a story behind him, So for me, I take a life of things that I feel like I don't have a lot of control over, and then I pour that into a model that I have complete control over. And then that leads to a little bit of OCD, because there's things on it you can't do, you want to do, and then you get stressed out because I want to pour it into this guy. I want this guy to be the best model he can be, and then you can't. You find those breaking points, which is why I obsess over things. Early on in the stream last year, some people saw me work on a model, and it went beyond healthy. I was really stressing trying to get a certain effect. That's because for me, I want to make this guy as in my vision. This is fucking real. Not like lack of loss of touch reality, nothing like that. But when I set Canis on the table, if it was mine, I'm playing out a battle in my head. Like when you move your models, it's like a interactive RPG. Like I'm seeing it, when I put down my sergeant that I've heavily converted, that librarian that Jason was talking about for Joe, like I'm imagining this battle play out, which is why when you hear me talk about not liking the cheesy bullshit, that's why, because you have people that play stuff that's super efficient versus stuff that's not as efficient, and one is skewed towards narrative and one's skewed towards winning. People bring different perspectives to the table. I lose myself in the story and the mechanics of the game that can drive the story. Other people lose themselves in going for the W, and I understand that, but that's where I am. That's why I do what I do, and that's why I strive so hard to paint, because normal labor is monotonous, and I do get super stressed out over commissions, but I love what I do. Nowhere else in any opportunities I've had anyways have I had the creative control to do stuff. Like I worked factory jobs, fast food, I worked at a convenience store, and this is not what I had intended to be doing. I intended to just do commissions and then paint for myself once I got a job, but like I mentioned, lack of opportunities, yada yada. I went to business school, did all that. I have a 4-year degree, can't get a job doing it, so I focused on what could generate revenue, which was painting. And then again, so I've got this job, this career I've tried to fashion for myself, that also is a place to lose yourself at the same time. Like you get to really fall into the models. So that's why I push so hard, because currently I've not had a job opportunity where I can say that, where I can be like, yeah, I'm going to do this job, and I get this emotional, release or cathartic experience out of it. I don't get that from normal jobs. I don't know if the Twitch thing will take off. If it does, cool. But if it doesn't, I'm still going to paint. It would just be really cool if, at some point some luck would come around and I could be like, oh shit, I made it. I get paid to fucking paint, you know, or I get to make an honest living doing it. And it's easy to be down on it because it's almost like a pipe dream, but you know, there are people who get paid to play fucking video games and make good money. Now, that is a one in like billions or millions of chance, but they did it. If they hadn't tried, they wouldn't have made it either, so you got to try. That's why I do what I do. That was a very long-winded answer to your question, and I'm not sure if I nailed what you initially asked, but got philosophical there for a minute, or deep, or whatever. So there you go. And on a slightly lighter note, Canis Wolfborn here is kind of looking like a black Santa Claus in the moment.